Welcome to the second part of the annual. I found a pretty bad bald spot on my left tire on the pilot side, so I have to replace the main tires. So I managed to take off the left tire, main tire, and the bald spot I was talking about is actually not that big. However, on closer inspection, I am glad I'm replacing the tire. It's in my opinion, it's a pretty dangerous situation, and I'm gonna show you in a second. So this is the spot. Compared to my hand, it's really not that big. However, on closer inspection, I'd like to point out that there are 3 layers of cordage that are pretty much out. So there's the first, the second, and the inner one is the third. And if I'm turning my tire this way and I'm finding the spot, I'm poking my finger through. Don't know about you, but it doesn't really look good to me. That's not good. If I'm turning the tire where there's normal thread, no matter how hard I am pushing inside, there's not much poking through. So in what I'm trying to, I guess, demonstrate here is just, even though this looks such a small spot, it's you gotta watch out, because this can give a really nice tire blowout, probably on landing when there's the most amount of stress. So, and that's usually doesn't end too well. I have a huge major problem. My exhaust stud is I don't know if you can see it from there, but there is really no thread in it, and even with a helicoil in there, it's all ripped out. So I have to get an insert for it, and that's what's really holding up right now the completion of the annual and a lot of fix. I got really nice ignition harness. I'm just temporarily protecting it with some zip lock bags. Also, for the spinner, I got new tabs because 2 of them were already broken. All right, so here's the vacuum pump right now. The inlet and the outlet are sealed so bugs don't get in it while I'm working on it. And actually what I'm trying to do is replace the coupling, because over time it gets really brittle and it can fail. And so, all right, mission accomplished. On my tire, well, my main tires are brand new. I just replaced them, pumped it up to 24 psi, just like the POH says, and I'm pretty happy. Put a bunch of baby powder in the tire so I don't get any kinks in the inner tube. So the good news is I have good tires, and smells like baby butt. Clean baby butt, of course. So that's pretty much completes the annual. The only thing left to do is the number 1 cylinder exhaust stud, which needs a sleeve in there because there's no thread left for a helicoil. And that's pretty much it. And from here, I'm just ready for completing my biannual, and then hopefully getting ready for the ferry tank installation, and ready to go. So hopefully the sound is good. The helicoil I couldn't fix, and they ripped out of cylinder number 1. So eventually I ran out of options, and so had to ship it up to Poplar Grove. They did did a wonderful job, pretty much in one day. So I'm very pleased and very surprised and very happy with the work. And well, this weekend is Memorial Day. Today is Friday, so I drove up real quick because the shipping it would have arrived after the weekend, and so I want to put this together this weekend, and I want to run up the engine to see if there's no leaks, oil leaks, fuel leaks anywhere. So that's the whole story right now. So I'm driving back to Ohio now from Illinois, Poplar Grove, Illinois. Let's see, about 6 hours drive. Pretty big storms, rain showers everywhere. So yesterday I picked up the cylinder head from Poplar Grove and drove home about a 6-hour drive. So they refaced the exhaust port, and then I believe they put a longer Healy coil and put new studs in there. So cleaned it inside, from the carbon deposits, and gonna start installing it, put the plane together, and do a run up tomorrow. Yay! After 3 months of annual, 3 months of lots of work, it's running nice. Yep. Looks like I got vacuum, oil pressure, temperature is hopefully coming up soon. Nice. Alright, so the good news is the airplane is done with the annual, and as you can see I'm flying it. This is the very first flight I'm running today with the airplane. Everything looks very, very smooth, very nice. So I'm pretty happy about it. Well, it's a little bit bumpy up here today, but 2,500 feet, but it's pretty good. The airplane is running nice, so actually I'm pretty happy. It's cool. So I guess I'm ready. Ready for the flight. Now the only thing I need is the paperwork for the long-range fuel tank, if the FAA is gonna give it to me for as a ferry permit. And the next step is really the installation of the ferry tank. Hopefully it's gonna happen. And the last thing I need is liability insurance for the European flight, which seems to be terribly difficult to get. But right now I have a German company, so looks like it's gonna work. I'm happy.